Uh, how long have you been sitting here, all of you? You guys are hungry, no? I hated classes. I mean, when you're forced to sit because your father is here, and I'm so sorry because I thought the students will have a break, but I guess you are back-to-back speakers because you all want to make a career and all of that, right? Just a few minutes back, I had a student come to me with a small sheet of paper where it's written 1 to 5 lakhs, 2 to 3 lakhs. And I said, what is that? So much of money. I haven't seen so much of money in my entire life. And they said that, no, you must indicate how much they will earn after they pass out. So I said, entry level, it's 1 lakh. I said, my God, I never got so much of money. So I said, I can't indicate so much of money. So, you know, can you just let me be? So he looked at me like, weird guy, let it be. So he just walked away. So, oh, it's up. Yes, I wanted to talk to you about, and I didn't want an introduction because it feels very embarrassing. Because, I just saw the list, so many successful people out here talking how to become successful like them. And I'm standing in front of you saying that, I am what I am because I couldn't be something else. And I have always offended people around me, right? I started with my dad, like all of you have done. My dad was offended because I was there in the family, and after that, my my teachers were offended. Then my boss. I will tell you how I offended my dad first because I guess that's where I am like all of you. Is anybody there who has not offended his dad or her dad even once? Right, all of you, right? So I will tell you what happened with me. When I was born, I wanted to write. I liked writing with my left hand. So my dad told me and my mom told me, "What are you doing?" I said, small child. I like to draw and write with my left hand. And he said, "No, you must use your right hand." So as a child, I was forced to use my right hand while I liked doing with my left hand. I drew with my left hand and wrote with my left hand, and everything became very, it was very absurd because my teacher would tell me, draw. So I will start drawing with my left hand, and then no, 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 take the chalk here. So I'll make circles with my right hand. After a point, what happened was that both my hands started feeling that they're right hands. You know, so they will say right, and I will say okay, where to go. Even now, when I drive, so somebody will say take a right. I will sometimes take a left, sometimes take a right, because both my it triggered something off, and it this thing ruined my entire life. So there used to be, you've been in school, right? You used to do those sums, x plus y plus z, or 1 plus 1 plus 2 divided by 2 by 5. All those things appeared very jumbled up for me. I couldn't figure out. इधर से चालू करे, इधर से चालू करे, नीचे से चालू करे, ऊपर से चालू करे. Numbers, you know. Again, my dad took offense that this guy, teachers, professors, everything is my family, and I am. I later on discovered that it's an acquired thing that I trained my mind to become dyslexic. I was dyslexic with numbers. So what happened? Maths, 42 out of 100. So, you know, English, 82 out of 100. So people will say, and I used to say, Dad, I've got 82 in my, see English, I've got 82. And my dad will say, maths, I'll, I'll turn away. So, all through my, the whole school was spent studying maths. In my secondary exam, I remember I scored 45 out of 100. See, all of you are offended. 45, I passed, man. That was great for me. Try to understand. And everybody, till now, you've all seen the roast, right? Ah, come on. So Arjun Kapoor failed, right? Till today, everybody tells me, hey, Bada class fail hai, yaar, kaise aa gaya tu idhar? Still now, my dad reminds me, 45 you got, huh? Nobody saw the rest of the marks that I've got. Nobody cared. Uh, in my, yeah, I got above 80% in 4 or 5 other subjects. Didn't matter. So when I reached my HS level, so there was again maths. I had to take economics, family pressure. There was one paper in business economics which was maths, the first paper. I scored 48. Second paper, which was like, I had to write a lot, I scored 84. Didn't matter. 48 mattered. So again, when I was passing out, I thought, अब किधर जाए? Maths तो आता नहीं है. Physics, chemistry, joint, सब खत्म. Life ही खत्म. कहाँ जाना है? Somebody told me, इसको एक काम करो, English में डाल दो. So I went to English honors, as like that, offended. And his teacher is offended too. I'm so sorry for him. Anyway, so I studied English honors, and when I came out of it, my father was finally, I saw him happy. I thought, why is my father happy? Because he's never happy. So my father is happy. One day he called me and he took me out for a coffee. You know, man to man, I'm going out for coffee with my dad. It was like a great thing for me. You know, I was just sitting, sipping coffee, waiting for him to tell me. He said, you have to sit for the IAS exams. You know, it was first thing, he never expected anything out of me. He never wanted anything out of me. First time he's telling me something, and my mom is like messaging me, and my mom also doesn't message like, why you know, come, not like, are you talking to your dad and etc. So, I had to be very nice. So he said, IS exam, there is no maths. You only need to study. I said, boss, you told me to study, and study is all memorizing. So how much do I need to memorize now? So he said, no, appear. So I started studying again. I cleared my mains exam. It was all, ratofai. So just study. I hated it. On the day of, I cleared my prelims. On the day of my mains, I said, मेरे पेट में दर्द है. Typical school, जब मैथ्स का क्लास आता था और होमवर्क दिखाना होता था, वो जो करता था वही मैं किया. मेरे पेट में दर्द है. So again, what happened? I didn't sit for exams. My dad got offended. He stopped talking to me. That point of life was very difficult for me, in the sense that here is one guy who is very bad in maths, dyslexic with numbers, which I discovered later on, has done English honors from Xavier's, but doesn't matter. Didn't matter. I was bad in maths, where most of the people in my class were girls. I was like for 80 girls and 10 girls, and 80 boys and 10 girls. And I was thinking कि क्या करूँ, किधर जाऊँ, boss, जगह तो नहीं है. Nobody was ready, do something, salesman ban jao. The whole family was like typically. So I thought of writing. I started writing small articles and for newspapers, because I needed the money to survive. And more so because that was the only part where you didn't need maths to count dead bodies, to speak to people who got, say, is a part of a crime, and you don't need to count numbers. I started liking it because there was nothing else I could do properly. And then my boss was again offended, because one day I remember, as a 22-year-old, I went to a place where there has been a political killing, and the police told me that, look at these dead bodies of CPIM supporters. I said, by looking at the dead body, how can you make out that this is a political party supporter? These guys can't speak. He called up my boss, this reporter of yours. He argues a lot. So what I wanted to tell you that my life is quite different from you guys. You guys are quite sorted out, I can see. You guys are asking, before I came, there was a question paper that was sent to me, which will judge your, acumen, which will tell you where you would like to go. For me, I didn't have so many options in front of me. I didn't have a plan B. I had only plan A. And while I saw, then I was a fool also. I While doing journalism, I was a fool. I didn't sit for my MA exams. I did my MBA later because my office told me that you have to have a master degree or a management degree to become a manager in our organization. Obviously, I'm working for the Times of India. Anyway, uh, you have to have a. The only thing is that I didn't have a plan B. It was always plan A for me, and I knew that while my younger brother, solid maths, huh? Boss, he used to do my homework. Even now, when I'm stuck, I send him on mail, and I don't meet him often these days. He used to be my best friend. Uh, he's what he's doing now. He is with South Adelaide University doing some research there. He's a citizen, married, settled there. The Australian government doesn't let him come to India. He comes once or twice. Now my dad and we sit down and bond because he doesn't have a plan B anymore. Only plan A. Uh, he now talks to me. A lot of things happen in your life when you don't have an option. When you give yourselves too many options, it really doesn't work. You think, uh, when you start talking about how much you will earn in your life, you are really not looking at the right options. I had the option because I liked doing it and I didn't have a choice. I started doing it well. And because I knew that there was no option, and I didn't give myself, after a point, I stopped giving myself options. So I wanted to work in India and I wanted to study in India. So when I got a scholarship from a foreign university, I didn't go there because taking a loan, going there, it didn't seem right. In the middle, I went to Dubai to work for Gulf News, and it was like, you know, His Highness Sheikh bin Al Zayed did this. His Highness, His Queen Highness did that. It was all press releases from the royal family, cut, copy, paste. Then go back home and chill. Nothing to do. I came back. India is a great place to do journalism. I uh, I worked with other newspapers. I worked with online. I set up online activities for some newspaper companies and media houses. I realized that this is just the right place to work, uh, and have this is the right sphere, and this is the right time for you to think about a career in online. Why am I telling you so? Because I just felt that money motivates you, a good life motivates you. Mm, so, right? Motivates you, right? Don't talk to me. If the kick of working and going to sleep with a very satisfied soul is something what motivates you in the long run, you are in here. I'll tell you why I have come here to talk about online. Uh, this is what used to be when I was born. This was the world before social media. I have collected some data from Google, and it says that the telephone, as you can see, took 110 years to reach a billion users. The mobile, the television that you can see took 22 years. The internet took 14 years to reach a billion users after its inception. And the smartphone took only 8 years. Now, this is not the whole story. The story is somewhere else. And I've come here to talk about a career in online journalism because the story lies somewhere else. Perhaps you're not aware is that India is on its way to become the largest user base, will have the largest user base in the world in the next 5 years. In the world. Any of you, have you been to China? Any one of you? No. Yeah. So you have been there. So China is a strange country, huh? Other than the food, they eat all kinds of food, dog kha liya, ye kha liya, hum to monkey brain, all of that. Apart from that, China is like an island in the online world. They have their own Twitter. They have their own Google. They have their own YouTube. It's all, named Aibo, Vibo, aisa kuch naam hai. They are like an island in the world and they are not connected. They have their own economy based and they are the largest user base in the world right now. China, I just checked Wikipedia before coming here, it has about 641 million. Next comes USA with 279 million. After that, yes, 243 million. Now, I was speaking to Rajan Anandan. You will find his videos on Google. By 2020, now that's a pretty far off situation. I'm saying by 2017, India is set to have the largest number of users in the world. When that happens, everything in the world will happen on the internet. We already have, I'll tell you, you've heard about Flipkart? The number of things that they deliver, the number of electronic goods that they deliver is more than the top 3 electronic physical shop chains combined, which is I'm combining Chroma, Reliance Digital, and one more I forgot. Oh, you love Vijay Sales, is it? All the discounts. I have one more to tell you how it is. Delhi. Only Delhi has more internet users than Sri Lanka. If we calculate NCR and Maharashtra, we have more internet users than Pakistan. India has more internet users in the subcontinent than any other country. Apart from the fact that India ranks one of the lowest when it comes to net speed. It continuously keeps loading. But yeah, we are 279 when it comes to the internet speed. That's why all of you, when you are watching videos, all of you watch videos, right? The boys are like, yeah. I'm not going to ask. It buffers all the time, right? Those. Now they're not saying anything. Okay, I mean, I know you watch educational videos on the. Which is the largest search engine in the world? Second largest? No. 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 It's YouTube. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that the internet is going to change in the next 5 years. So much that it's going to give you, 1, a lot of money. 2, a huge career base. I mean, options. You are asking about money, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about money. All of you are on Twitter. Anybody who's not on Twitter? Oh my God. And you are sitting in an online career class. So you are not on Twitter, right? Why? You hate being offended, people attacking you, something like that? Or it's just like your papa started following you and you unfollowed and you just took off. Facebook, it's a big problem, huh? Your family follows you and you have to think what to put. Yes, tell me. You just made an account. So what happens if I tell you, boss, I will give you 30,000 rupees just to tweet every day? Will you be on Twitter? We call them online executives, social media executives. We do pay that much amount of money if you're handling a Times of India account.